Kansas Supreme Court has upheld the death sentence for a man convicted of fatally shooting 3 adults and a toddler. The court's 6-1 majority ruled that Kyle Trevor Flack did not clearly invoke his right to remain silent. Your news is a service of KCU Joplin, recently voted a great college to work for. KCU Joplin is hiring dental faculty to educate future dentists in their state-of-the-art clinic. Learn more at kansascity.edu/jobs. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KCRG, I'm Steve Smith on KIX 102.5.
A winter weather advisory in effect today as we see rain and freezing rain with highs in the upper 30s. More rain tonight with lows in the mid-30s. Still a chance of rain tomorrow for Tuesday, but it's going to be warmer with a high near 45. And kind of the same thing on Wednesday, warmer but rainy with highs nearing 55.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing widely scattered and widely mixed rain and freezing rain across a lot of the 4 states.
32 in Neosho, 31 in Pittsburgh, 31 in Joplin. They get signed up for severe weather alerts. Head to the KIX app.
Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge, and today we're featuring Brinley from Riverton.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Brinley. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and go to the Morning KIX page. Click on the link there to see how to upload your audio.
Or call us so we can record them if that's easier for you, 623-1025.
And speaking of all the patriotic stuff, did you see how many artists they've added to the pregame stuff at the Super Bowl this year?
Is it a lot?
It's a lot. We'll tell you how many in just 20 minutes.
Here's Cody Johnson.
On KIX.
We're going to do that at 7:20 instead?
Do I not have that on there? No, crap. Yeah, I guess we are now.
I'll switch that around.
All right, sorry.
That's okay. You said that, and I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a lot of changes happening today. I can't keep them all straight.
Mm-hmm.
Get off my back, Linda. Yeah,
Linda, why is she on your back?
She's lazy and doesn't like walking.
Have you ever seen Inside Out? The movie about the feelings. It's like a Pixar animated movie. There's joy and sadness.
Oh, yeah, I have.
The part where sadness won't move. So joy is just dragging her around. That's what I think of when you said, Linda, get off my back, with sadness just getting pulled around. Morning, Kathy. Morning, Jimmy. I'm not 100%, Kathy, but I'm definitely feeling better than I was.
Not looking better, so
Thank
at least
you
we've got
so
that
much.
going for
Okay.
us.
That's enough of that now.
It looks like your shirt threw up on your... I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a good look, but it looked like sweater vomit.
Jeez, I'm cold.
I don't blame you. It is cold in here.
Look at Don't start that.
Stoned.
I was about to say a word. Look at this. Look at this thing.
She's a Sherpa.
Okay.
I watched a bunch of movies over the weekend. The Bank of Dave. I've had that saved for a long time in Netflix.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's about, so in England, they're not allowed to just open banks. It has to be approved. And there had not been a bank in like 150 years in England that had been approved. So nobody ever tried. And the banking, federal banking regulators controlled all of that. It was their own little monopoly, and they made the rules and established the rules. And meanwhile, they misspent all the countries. They lost like $13 billion that year.
What?
Or 13 million. I forget. It was a lot of money, pounds. And yeah, so they were doing a horrible job managing money. Well, this guy in this local town wanted to start his own local bank. He'd already been making loans to most of the community and friends. He owned a van company or trucking company. So they ended up going to court. They tried to give him some trumped up charges because if he had any kind of a criminal record, he couldn't open a bank. But they overturned all that. Finally, they said, sure. And then they tried to bog him down with regulations. Mm-hmm. But one of those was he had to have 12 million pounds within 90 days, was almost insurmountable.
Wow.
But Def Leppard came and threw him a concert, and he was able to raise the money and start it. So it's the first bank in England in 150 years, and it's the movie about all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a true story, so it's really cool. And then we watched the Ed Helms.
Ed and Eddie.
No. What's his name? Was in
Edward Norton.
No. He was in not Bachelor Party. What
Hangover?
Las Vegas?
Hangover?
Is it Hangover? Yeah.
That's Ed Helms.
Ed Helms. Yeah. Ed Helms and Jennifer Garner and their two kids. And it's a Christmassy movie, which when it started, I'm like, this is going to be stupid. But it's the Parent Trap is what it is. The parents switch places with the kids.
Oh.
Was actually really good. And Jennifer Garner was genius. I laughed my butt off through that thing. I do not like Jennifer Garner. I think she's one of the flattest actresses ever. Yeah. She was awesome in this. You totally believed that it was the teenage kid. And when she got the farts, that's all I'll say. I laughed so hard. She goes, I have to live in my body. And it's just best line of the whole movie. So watch that.
Where'd you watch that one at?
Netflix. Those were both on Netflix. And then the new Sam Spade series that's on AMC stars Clive Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if you know who Sam Spade is, it's a famous private investigator. The Maltese Falcon, you've heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sam Spade. Okay, so he's a famous character from out of our cinema history that has many stories and many movies done about him. And this is one more. Only now he has moved away to France and is retired there, and there's a whole new mystery. He's older, Clive Owen. And let me tell you, Clive Owen is naked a lot in this. There is some nude scenes. I couldn't believe it on AMC. I mean, frontal nudity. On AMC, you know.
Uh-huh.
I guess they're no longer considered really a cable network. It's just streaming platform. So I don't know why I'm surprised. But the story's pretty good.
Did you guys slide into work? It was slick this morning.
Very, very slick. This morning was slicker than any day we had with the snow, guys. So if you've got to be out today, be very careful. I was going to warn my wife. When I backed up in our driveway, the front end just slid around. So it is very slick. I think the more dangerous aspect is walking across unsalted parking lots. If you don't watch what you're doing, you're likely to fall down. And let me tell you, you can break bones. I know so many people who have broken bones just from slipping on ice, inadvertently.
So what you do is you waddle like a penguin.
What you do is you know how to break a fall.
You may look real goofy, but
when you fall, because you're going to fall, you penguin. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7-Eleven.
A winter weather advisory in effect today as we see rain and freezing rain with highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
I think everybody ought to be allowed to start their day watching Jen waddle across the parking lot. That will automatically turn your bad day around.
That's because I didn't want to fall. It is really slick outside, but if you waddle like a penguin, you're not going to fall.
Very, very slick outside. I mean, it is. You need to be very careful this morning, especially if you're walking on a surface that you just think is wet. And
it's probably icy.
And this is likely to continue at least through the morning hours of today. So a lot of various schools are canceled.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the schools canceled. I mean, Carl Junction's canceled, Carthage, Webb City, Joplin. Warming centers are all open this morning, so just be careful this morning. It's really slick out there.
So looking ahead to the Super Bowl, we're only a couple of weeks away from that, few weeks away, and already they've announced the pregame musicality performance, whatever, all the patriotic anthems that's going to happen.
And we'll share that with you who's going to be there in just 10 minutes.
Here's Lady A.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Look at us shifting gears in the middle of a seg break. I love it.
Morning, Megan. Morning, Sheila. Morning.
Right up on that.
Kathy. Thank you. Morning, Flitter Flocker. Jimmy says Frontenac is closed. Yeah, I only named some of the bigger ones, but pretty much everybody's closed today.
There's one more here. They're not. Actually. You might be better off.
Andrew Day.
Who's Andrew Day?
I don't
Huh. Never heard of her.
know. Yeah, we got the call about 5 o'clock this morning that there was no school today. Oh. Listen to it. It's a beautiful song. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
So far, it's not. Oh.
Have you heard this one?
She's a little much. She
Very.
reminds me of Rihanna. She looks like Rihanna. It's like Rihanna all of a sudden got sold, and
This was my birthday present from Beans this year.
is it a Coleman or whatever the one that is?
No, it's not a
everybody's spinning?
Stanley.
Stanley. That is the dumbest
It's
thing
bucks.
in the world. That is the dumbest thing in the world.
The Stanley Cup thing. Those are way too expensive for my taste.
And for why? For the name?
For the
When
name,
did
yeah.
Stanley Tools become a desired? It's almost like what is the?
It's like the Carhartt hats.
Yes, the Carhartt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When did Carhartt become the big desirable thing?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Same with
North
this.
Face was
North
another
Face.
one. Yeah.
We are so trendy that we will trend on anything.
So no, it's not a Stanley Cup.
Speaking of trendy, I was talking about these shoes. I was mentioning when I was in third grade, I got my first pair of tennis shoes, which were Chuck Taylors, because I was playing basketball and had to have sneakers for basketball.
Yeah.
And they got me Chuck Taylors, and it so humiliated me because I had 1950 sneakers, which is what those were, and everybody else had Adidas and Nikes. You would not have been caught dead wearing Chuck Taylors at that time during the 80s. Nobody wore Chuck Taylors unless, and it was like, huh, your dad's shoes? They were considered like the 50s,
Have you shown them your shoes? They're cool. Stanley Yelnats. Because it's Stanley forward and then backwards.
Anybody else do anything cool over the weekend? I didn't really. I spent a whole bunch of time in studio, about 4 or 5 hours Saturday working.
Is this the song that needs to play here? Right.
Yeah.
Did you do the
No, I did
stuff?
not.
That's okay. I had a delicious cookie cake for my birthday made for me this weekend.
See, I told you.
What do you mean you told me?
I told you, didn't I? Milking it.
No, my family just didn't make my cake until this weekend, which is fine. I've been sick and didn't really want to eat it anyway.
Gosh. And I slept apparently wrong on my neck last night. It is sore. Trying to get a crick.
I told him I'd chop it off. Yeah, be careful, Lisa. It is so slick.
Yep.
And we had to scrape a ton of ice. Like, even Kyle came out and helped me scrape my car this morning. It was a lot of ice.
So grateful for a garage.
Yeah. No, I didn't go see the Wienermobile. This has really knocked me down. It's taken days to really get back up and moving.
About the same time as last year, right? A little earlier.
I don't think so.
It was February you got sick last year, wasn't it? Very beginning of February. Yeah, but it was COVID last year.
No, I got COVID when you were on vacation last year.
Oh, that's right.
And then I got hand, foot, and mouth disease. And then I got bronchitis.
Yeah, that all happened after, so that at the very end of January, beginning of February. I have had a sore throat all weekend long, and
I hope I didn't get you
it's
sick.
it's this sinus thing, and still is. When you can feel infection.
Yeah.
I've been that way all weekend long. I'm not taking anything for it. I'm just the same exact thing.
You've been fighting your sinuses for months now. What the heck?
Since August.
What the heck?
It's that cavity in that collapsed sinus. It just gets infected so easy.
Is it surgery that you're going to need to finally fix that, or what do you do?
The thing. Everybody I talk to is like, I'm not sure that would actually fix it. I just think this is my reality.
Was it Lisa who had that surgery?
Was it Lisa, you? And everybody's like, I don't know if it makes that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever. I've talked to a lot of people who have said, yeah, for all the pain and misery you go through, there's not that big of a difference afterward. So quality of life does not seem to drastically improve after that surgery. I think it's a big ripoff by medical specialists. They know that on paper, it looks great. Looks like it would improve a lot.
Yeah.
But it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. The recovery time is miserable. There's lots of follow-up appointments. It's a moneymaker for these specialists. And so they can recommend it. And all of us hopeful that this will be life-changing, later find that it really isn't.
So what's your alternative?
Live with it. Learn to live with it. There's really not. Wear a seatbelt. KIX 102.5, the 4 states' #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 719.
A winter weather advisory in effect today as we see rain and freezing rain with highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
Drive carefully. Be very careful because I think today is slicker than any day that we've had with snowfall so far this year.
Yeah, for sure. Way more slick.
Be careful walking. That's where you're more likely to hurt yourself, is coming across the parking lot.
I'm telling you, if you want to not fall while you're walking, waddle like a penguin. It actually works.
Okay, and then when you do fall, what are you going to do?
No,
Break
you
your
don't
elbow?
fall.
But you will fall.
And there's a little song that goes with it. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, do I?
Yo, yes, you
do. I?
Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Okay, let's hear this.
Waddle, 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 walk like a penguin in the snow. And then you waddle like a penguin.
Do that again. What was it like? What was it?
Waddle, 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 walk like a penguin in the snow.
Okay, that's all I needed so that I could get it recorded and I can
Randy,
download that later and play it constantly, which I'm going to do.
Play it back for the really big game because they have so many people already lined up to sing. I can sing that too.
One more song that we can add to the NFL pregame lineup. Waddle, 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 like a penguin.
In the snow.
Yeah, exactly. They have so much going on. Can we just get to the game?
No, I mean, we've got Reba doing the Star Spangled Banner.
Post Malone is going to be performing America the Beautiful.
And then Andrew Day is going to sing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
I didn't even know who that was.
I know it, but she sings the Rise Up song, which I've heard that before, but that's like the only thing I'm familiar with.
3 separate anthems, and then that's not even to mention Usher at halftime, not the guy who helps you to your seat, a different Usher. So,
when did this become a thing that we had so many people singing beforehand, before the game even starts?
I don't know, but I think I have created an anthem that they could do instead of those 3.
The Super Bowl pregame show wasn't already too long.
Right?
Before we even watch one play, we have to hear 3 songs. America was made for everyone. We do not need a bunch of songs. We just need one anthem.
It's Morning KIX with Randy and Jen on the 4 states' #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Where it sounded like he said one and dumb.
And that's what I was going to say.
MJ is not coming in. He may later after this all, but he will be. His show's taken care of.
Oh, good job, MJ. Another snow day. I wonder about Jen. What do you think? You wonder about me?
I do too. I really do.
What do you mean?
Like, well, Oh, me or them? No, us, we, us, hussy? What? You shameless?
Wow.
What happened there?
Excuse me. I think we'll have a snow. I mean, obviously we have a snow day today. I don't think we'll have one tomorrow.
No. Guys, this is all going to be gone by noon. By noon today, this will all be melted. It'll just be rain and wet. And then we've got a warming trend coming after this. So we're looking at possible 50s or at least upper 40s, right at 50 by Thursday.
I don't know, Sheila. It's hard to say because, again, it's just going to be rainy.
No, change that. They're saying 54 by Wednesday. I didn't expect it to happen that soon.
Did you not listen to my forecast?
I absolutely refuse to listen to your forecast. I have learned to block it out. Mid-50s Wednesday, 50 Thursday. So today, our high is going to be around 40, but that's going to happen after noon. So
you want me to dance?
And it's going to rain the rest of the day and tonight, which will help get rid of all the salt that's on the roads and everything. And
No. There's no, okay, for this song, you don't dance. You waddle like a penguin. You put your hands down like a penguin.
Oh, wait, you just reminded me.
And you waddle. And you do this number while you walk. And it works. It really does work. It does. Did you see me fall?
There's literally a Disney movie going on in Jen's head at all times.
Oh, I like that analogy, though. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Thor.
Wait a second. Yes, give our heaters a break. I'm telling you, the next time you got to go outside and it's icy water like a pig. I am in my Converse, and I didn't fall in Converse.
I'm in my Converse.
Are terrible in snow.
And I didn't fall. I didn't waddle like a penguin. I leapt like a gazelle.
No, you didn't. There's this TikTok out there of this guy, and he's really mad about having to shovel his snow, and he slips, and he just keeps slipping, and he's like waving his shovel everywhere, and it's the funniest thing to watch. It's so great. But if he would have waddled like a penguin, he would have been fine.
So Mel and a couple of other co-workers.
See, Megan says, I'm doing it. I got the waddle down. Good job.
I think it was about 2 years ago. I was walking across the parking lot, and there was another female worker, and I offered to help carry her coffee and stuff. She had her hands full. And as I took the coffee, I was paying attention to the coffee, not where I was going. And I hit a slick patch. And she says that literally my feet went up like 6 feet in the air above me. But as I came down, I did what I've learned. I slapped out of it and did my roll back up onto my shoulder. So my feet were up and then they came down, do the roll to take the concussion out. The problem with falling is impact. Everybody agree to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's when you reduce the surface area of impact, you take away the concussion. Think about a rocking chair.
Mm-hmm.
Rocking chair has a long board. If that board was straight, how would it hit? There would be impact. As you turn that into a rocker, it reduces the surface area. This is just physics. You do the same thing with your body. So you rock when you land, and that takes out the concussion. I have fallen, major falls. One of the ones, you talk to Steve Bayshore or anyone from Buffalo Run Casino, they have a bar up there on the stage called the Randy Brooks Bar for preventing people from falling off the stage because of the time I did. And lived through that. It's like 9 feet off into a sound gear pit. He still talks about it this day. He's like, I thought you were dead. And I rolled right out, and I'm like, I'm all right. And because of the way I did that roll thing when you land, I did the same thing out here in the parking lot and did not spill one drop of the coffee. It's like, how? There's like, do you need help? Should we call an ambulance? I'm like, I'm fine. I just was dirty from landing.
You didn't break a hip or anything.
Didn't break anything. Knowing how to fall. I get the reference. It's all right.
You want to know something, though?
Not really your mom?
If you would have...
Oh, what?
If you would have waddled like a penguin, you wouldn't have fallen at all.
But the thing is, you're going to fall. We all know you're going to fall. It says right here on the label.
No, it doesn't.
Jen is going to fall.
Megan says, I've completely rolled my kayak and didn't drop my lemonade.
There you go. Was it special lemonade, Megan? We know why. Okay.
And a stone. Then you waddle like a penguin.
You
would.
What was it like? What was it?
Waddle, waddle.
Okay, that's what I wanted with that
part. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Waddle, waddle, waddle. It's a great song.
I beg to differ.
Sheila says we need proof. Proof that the coffee didn't spill or proof that the waddle works?
There were witnesses.
Waddle, 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 walk like a penguin in the snow.
Jen's penguin song.
My penguin song, and it works. And the kids and I will sing it, and we'll waddle like penguins, and we don't fall.
Yeah.
If there was a way to take y'all outside, I would gladly go walk outside and waddle and show you how it works.
I can teach you the break fall.
The break fall, the rolling thing.
So that's part of, in karate, you have to learn all of those, and they put it into practice. First, you do it from like a squat, and you learn to put your leg out and do that roll so that you begin to learn the roll process, and then we move up. The first way you do it is sitting down on the floor, and you learn just to roll back, and then we add the squat, and then standing. And then from standing, you do shoulder rolls and come out into the break fall. Then they begin to throw you onto pads. You know, they'll have someone throwing you over their shoulder doing judo throws, and you land in that break fall. By the time you're black belt, they take you out into the parking lot and do it on concrete and on pavement. You better know what you're doing. For one of them, they throw you, and the other one, they just lift you up and drop you. And it's two guys will pick you up, and one by the feet and by the hands of the head, and just toss you up in the air and let go. And you're on your back. You have to come down and break fall on your back. My daughters, both of the oldest, when they had to do that, screamed. And I thought, oh gosh, here comes spinal surgeries, you know, and everything. But got up fine, went through the rest of the day, never had any problem. So it could save your life knowing how to fall down.
Jimmy says, who has the time to think about rolling when they're falling?
Well, you can't.
Valid.
It has to be practiced enough that it becomes a reflex, a muscle memory thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't think at all about it in that situation or in the one where I fell off stage. It just happened because I've done it so much.
That's me. Oh my gosh. What did you just say?
Not
He's doing it
everybody
again.
is from Kansas and says stuff weird.
I said it right. We looked it up the other day, and
You
I say it right.
I say it
You don't
like
say it right.
It's a colloquialism. It's an area thing. I'm saying P-E-N-G, but I'm pronouncing it ping.
They were all agreeing with me the other day that
They're all
I was
Yankees.
saying it the right way.
They're all Yankees.
Morning, Sarah. It's penguin. Oh, look at the cute little penguin.
We're going to start making fun of the way we say things now, are we? Okay, I'll remember that.
What are you trying to say?
Waddle, 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 walk like a penguin in the snow.
And the snow. Everything with Jen is from 1920. Okay? Betty Boop, all of that. She is at heart a flapper.
Flapper Jen.
Why don't you come up and see me sometime? That's how she picked up Kyle. Big boy.
Big boy. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. She says Jen was right.
Face wasn't.
We got to... My face is...
What?
Very...
Did you watch your movie?
Yeah.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
I've got my review, my recap of Talk Radio, my Jen's movie Rehab right after Lanko.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Who? What do you think?
It was good. As someone who works in radio, though, that is a legitimate
Freak out.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freak out. First time I saw it, I'm like, it made me almost ill at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's crazy is I anticipated something like that happening.
Oh, sure.
True.
The whole time. And I
There's
was
a lot of alluding to
working
it.
in that business and had calls almost identical to that. That was, I wouldn't say it was the reason I quit, but it was one of the reasons that I totally quit. I mean, I got out for about 9-10 months completely.
It is,
thought I was done.
I mean, it is asinine that people think that it's okay to call in. And it's like the internet. You're a keyboard warrior. You know, you don't actually see the person. It's fine.
Well, and that was
it's
before the
insane.
internet, so it was that much more shocking, that kind of behavior. To us now, it's like, yeah, that's the way people are.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was so much more shocking. I was experiencing it every single day. And literally, we were to put a target on our backs. It was that kind of, it was expected.
Yeah.
That kind of antagonistical confrontation. People love to listen to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Kyle was asking about that. He was like, why does he keep doing this? I was like, because people want, it's like a train wreck.
Yes, and
you
they
want to know what's going to happen.
love to watch that.
Uh-huh.
It is so attractive.
How are the roads? Very slick, Will. They're very slick.
Do not get out. This is probably the slickest it's been all year.
Yeah.
Do not get out if you don't have to. It'll be gone by noon. If you can just wait until 11, 12 o'clock, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But do not get out this morning if you don't have to at all. If you need a ride, call the Wu-Tang Clan. Tell them to come get you.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I don't know who the actor was. Joe.
Borgen. No.
No.
Do you mean that played the personality?
That played Barry.
Ed. What's his name? Oh, my God.
He did great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just so good.
He wrote it. Eric Bogosian is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been in a number of things. He's more of a Broadway actor than he was a cinema actor at that time, but he wrote that as a play. Him and a couple of, somebody else wrote it. But Oliver Stone directed it. It was one of Oliver Stone's first big movies.
Yeah.
And Oliver Stone's recognized as one of the great movies. Right. Some of his stuff sucks, but.
As much as I would love to see you, Sarah, don't.
The play was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. Eric wrote it, but it was from a concept from him and Tad Savinar. Wrote, came up with the concept. What do you think of Alec Baldwin that young?
Oh my gosh. And also because he was just charged officially with manslaughter and the Rust case on Friday.
We probably ought to bring that up too. Yeah. You thought Alec Baldwin's going to kill him, didn't you? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:35.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain. Highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast along with 4 states news in just 25 minutes.
Plus, in the next hour, we want to know what is the behavior on social media that you just can't stand?
To people who think that no matter what, that if you differ from their opinion, then you are an awful human being. We don't have room for other people's opinions anymore. Nobody
I hate
does.
that.
And if you don't agree with me, then you are wrong.
Call or text to let us know the social media behavior you can't stand at 623-1025.
Kind of goes along a little bit with the movie that we assigned to you over the weekend for. So this is where we assign Jen a different movie to watch every weekend, and then she comes back and tells us about it on Monday, what she thought about it, and gives us her review.
Well, that's because before coming to KIX, I had never really seen a whole lot of movies before, so someone would make a reference, and I wouldn't get it.
So even though she was gone on Friday celebrating her birthday
I wasn't celebrating my birthday.
We assigned her a movie to watch over the weekend, which she supposedly did. And
I did watch it. It was called Talk Radio.
yeah, it was the movie that stars Eric Bogosian. He's also the guy that wrote it. It was a Pulitzer Prize nominated play before it became a movie. Oliver Stone, though, it was one of his first movie directions.
And it was perfect to watch this one because National DJ Day was actually on Saturday. So it was a really interesting way to celebrate. But what was really profound for me is it really personified a lot of the fears that I legitimately have in radio. You know,
Sure.
We put ourselves out there and it's something that we love to do and we have such a passion for it. But some people just, I don't know, some people out there just have evilness in their hearts, which is really scary.
Well, and this guy, to be honest, without giving away too many spoilers, he literally, his job was to put a target on his back.
Right. He was out there to antagonize because people wanted to listen to the train wreck.
The argument, the confrontations and stuff. And there are some, back in the 80s, that was a big thing, talk radio shock. Now it's mostly agreeing with your audience, you know, and there's really just conservative talk radio anymore. I mean, liberal talk radio is not really a thing. So it's not quite the confrontation that it was back in the 80s while it was still coming, of age.
Right, but I thought Eric as Barry was just absolutely fantastic. I loved his voice. I loved watching him just go and go and go and do his thing, which was really fun. And
so fast at his dialogue.
Right? He was just so witty and quick on his responses, which was cool.
But you thought Alec Baldwin was going to be the one that killed him, didn't you?
I wondered about that. I mean, I thought from the very beginning that he was going to die. But Alec Baldwin, a young Alec Baldwin at that, it was a little weird to watch this movie because on Friday, he was charged with manslaughter for Helena Hutchins, from the movie Rust.
When she a camera person or a Foley or whatever?
Cinematographer is what she was.
Yeah.
And he accidentally shot her.
And so he was actually charged with manslaughter.
Yeah, on Friday. So it was a little surreal to watch that. But nonetheless, I thought Talk Radio was a really, really good movie. It brought a lot of interesting issues about radio and talk radio to the forefront that I think it's important for people to consider. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give talk radio an 8.5.
8.5. So check it out. Don't let your kids watch it.
No, don't.
Definitely not. We'll have
Not
another
okay.
movie assignment for Jen this Friday.
On the 4 States, number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. And just the dynamic between his wife and him, or his ex-wife, really, and him.
He's a little too over the top with his. Like, oh, this guy does coke. It reminds me of so many people I knew that did coke out in L.A. where that frantic, frenetic type of speed of talk and everything, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
I got to thinking, have you seen Private Parts with Howard Stern?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think you had. That really needs to be one that we assign to you, but there's so much disgusting stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it is accurate. I mean, major market accurate, especially during the early 90s, that whole climate culture of negotiation and everything. I went through some of that, but not to that degree. And the whole shock jock development and everything, very, very accurate. But unfortunately, also debasing and disgusting. There's
Right.
a lot of...
The one part of the movie that I was, I don't know if confused is the right word. When he went to the basketball game and they were saying that he was going to be the new voice or owner or something like that with the basketball team, and they basically booed Barry off the field, off the court.
Well, that was showing he was going to be like, it was a possible thing that he was working out. His agent or whoever had set that up, set that, or was it the Alec Baldwin character? Whoever
I don't think it was
set
Alec
it up.
Baldwin. It was the other one.
I know he wasn't entirely won to the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he went, they got him to agree to go. He was going to be the voice, or they wanted like a color personality.
Yeah.
But what that showed was how hated he was. And I don't think he got to experience that outside of that environment very much.
Yeah.
So that I think they were just trying to establish he really was not liked.
Yeah.
I mean, his job was to be the liberal, Jewish voice of antagonism in a conservative market. This is Dallas we're talking about. So they were ultra right wing. He was ultra left wing, and they were throwing them together in a bowl, trying to make a mess stew, and did. It's just a matter of time.
It was so funny at the beginning of the movie when he tries to take it up and go pee, and everybody wants to talk about him or talk to him, and he keeps getting sidetracked and pulled away from that. I was like, oh my gosh, I know how that is. I'm like, let the man go pee. He's got a show to do.
Exactly.
I've been there. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Which I don't know if you knew or not, but sometime in all the absences you've had, I've redone the go pee thing. Have you?
Oh, you did? No, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yes. That is the thing. That is the
creepy.
bathroom thing now, and I've been using that
Where did you find that?
on places that I go to. The places
stop
and things
going to
that I
those
go look
places.
at.
Mm-mm.
It was on places. I went and looked on places. and found
That's so scary. I don't like it. He went down the rabbit hole, literally.
That's what you call the rabbit hole. Yeah.
That's the rabbit hole, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Gina even said their banks are not opening until noon today. She goes, "That's a first. I've never heard of that happening."
Yeah. I mean, the ice is no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it is thick.
Without a 4-wheel drive, front-wheel drives can make it, yes, but it's so easy to lose control in this.
Mm.
And once you start sliding on ice, I went down a side street today and I just tried. There's no cars around, no cars parked on the street. So I always like to know, okay, how slick is it? And so to do that, I will test it and try to get my vehicle to slide a little bit. And there's not a lot of recovery on ice like that, especially if you're going fast.
Yeah.
I would sure hate
have
to be
have
on
him take it slow.
interstate.
Tell him to take it slow, Sarah.
I would hate to be on it because at that speed, there is no stopping.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so scary.
All right.
Are you gonna put the rabbit up?
Wrap it up.
No, it's creepy. That's not a bad idea to work from home for a little bit while you can. I was glad that they canceled school this morning. It's one, kids don't need to be out in this waiting for the bus. Two, buses don't need to try to navigate this. This is terrible. I mean, I can't imagine driving a bus down a road like these right now. They're terrible. And then, just the people who've got to walk to school. It's I think they made the right call today for sure. So for my birthday, my family made me a gluten-free cookie cake, and it was so good. We had a whole cake, and there is one piece left, and we just made it yesterday. It was chocolate chip, and it had like a buttercream frosting on it, and they covered it in sprinkles. It was very sweet. Well, hopefully he takes it slow at least, Sarah. Just skate to school. Thank you, Sarah. Today is Beans' birthday. She is 9 today, which is insane to think about. It was so good. Oh my gosh. They did such a great job with it. Oh, yes. Yes. Tell Chris to take it slow today, too, especially in that box truck. Again, I can't imagine driving those bigger vehicles like that. Thank you, Sarah. I'll let her know that you said happy birthday. I haven't talked to her this morning, but I really hope she's not too disappointed about missing out on, doing her birthday at school. Wow. Just in time for this egg.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 746.
Better make sure you know where your ice scraper is this morning.
We'll commiserate the loss of the ice scraper after Parker McCullum on KIX. My wife is like, I hope it's better by the time I have to go to work. It will be. It's all going to be gone by noon.
Oh my gosh, Megan, she would die if you made her a stick too. Did I tell you that Beans is she loves Megan.
Make her a stick? You mean like turn her into a stick? Don't turn her into a stick, Megan. We know your powers are vast.
The walking stick that she had at the wedding. Beans loved it.
You want to turn your daughter into a walking stick?
You're going to be like that. She's going to be pedantic.
Pedantic? I am not Jewish.
I didn't say you were Jewish.
I'm just making a statement. I'm just letting you know that
you're being pedantic.
Careful. I don't know anyone named Dan. You ever had a PDAN tick? You ever had a tick on your PDAN?
Oh my gosh. Stop it.
So I dropped my phone. My phone fell over the weekend. I didn't drop it. It fell off of a chair, and it got even worse. So it has trouble opening now. And it's magnetic, so it's the battery. I charge it. Yeah, it will not. You can open it, force it.
About time to get a new one?
I've got another 6 months or so with this, but it's getting, and that's really hard to type on now. So I don't know what to do. I think it's
Dude,
because
CPR.
it has
Breathe. Come on. Come back to me.
because I think it's shoved the casing too close together. I don't know. I've tried pulling it.
You were going to break it, Randy.
I've put
no.
it through a lot more than this. They really are tough. I mean, look at how beat up this thing is.
Uh-huh.
And I drop it all the time. I've dropped it on concrete just to show I can. I'm beginning to think maybe I should quit doing that, at least in its old age. But if they've done something to make the hinges a little more stable, fix the battery life, and improve the processor a little bit, which are all three things I think they've done on later models, then it'd be the perfect phone. I mean,
do all of these things.
I've worn all the black off. It's down to the shiny metal.
Mm-hmm.
But still works. Pretty tough. I mean, considering all I've...
like what they can do to fix it.
Yeah, probably.
Do you have insurance on it?
No. So I don't want to pay for whatever, and it works. I'm just not on my phone that much. Let's do, before we do this here, let's do the New Year, New You.
No, we've got 13 seconds.
Yes. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 749.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain. Highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
Get signed up for a New Year, New You right now at KIX1025.com.
This is one of the coolest giveaways I think we've ever done. So we've teamed up with Dr. Fly Salon and Spa in Joplin, and you could win an Oxy-Glow facial along with lip blushing and a nano brow permanent cosmetic procedure.
This is valued at like $1,300 too, and all you have to do is sign up, and you can sign up once a day through this Sunday at 6.
And for people who are like, well, I don't know what all those words mean, it basically means you can get up in the morning and you don't have to worry about putting on lipstick. You don't have to worry about getting your brows ready because those things are already going to be taken care of because of your permanent makeup. It's really cool.
And if you share the contest with a friend, you can earn an additional entry. So go do it now at KIX1025.com. We're going to find out the winner next Monday.
So do you know where your ice scraper is?
Fortunately, I guess I need to know, don't I? Because I'm in a garage. I don't think about that.
I know, but I mean, when you leave work today, you're probably going to need it because there is so much ice on the cars right now.
So for the people, we got to thinking about this. There's a lot of people who have lost the ice scraper or broken their ice scrapers.
Yeah.
I've done that. Or maybe just don't realize how important an ice scraper is to have in your car.
Well, we're going to commiserate that fact with you.
Yeah, you're not going to get an apology from the ice scraper.
Well, that's why we got Mr. Morgan Freeman to do it for it.
Hello, I am your ice scraper. Okay. I'd like to sincerely apologize for getting lost in your messy trunk. You hoped you'd never have to use me. Yet, as I'm saving the day, you do nothing but curse about what a cheap piece of plastic I am. You could have warmed up your car, but instead, you just bang me against your windshield like I'm Thor's hammer, which is more likely to break me than the ice. I regret that your pinky finger got frostbite from using me because I'm not one of those fancy fleece mitten scrapers, just an old scraper you got for free when you opened a checking account. Apologetically yours, your ice scraper.
Okay, let's do this.
Oh, I was just, we don't have to do it right now. We can do it later. I was talking about doing it live on the air. That's all.
Oh, I thought you wanted to record it. And I was like, no, we've got like 13 seconds.
I was thinking, let's do it here at the break, which we did.
Oh.
We can do it later.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of want lip blushing. Like, that's pretty dope.
Let me tell you, if they get it wrong, it's permanent. So my wife went through 2-3 different procedures for her eyebrows on this, and it never took. So this is someone who had, because everybody's pH is different.
Sure.
Your body will react differently to these inks. And you can't know what it is. So now my wife has, because of the treatment, the rest of her eyebrows, she only has like this much of an eyebrow now.
Yeah.
The rest of it just went after that. So you can do serious damage to yourself, and you're stuck with it when you do. Very dangerous. I've seen some of them that look good, but you got to make sure you're going to the right person, because I think I've seen more that haven't looked good.
I mean,
So
that's why
you need to go to a reputable,
really recommend you go to Dr. Fly's.
certified, someone who is responsible and takes accountability for their employees' works, like Dr. Fly Salon does.
Yeah, Sarah does a lot of their permanent makeup there. She's the artist, and she is so good. Did you see Jeanette's lip blushing that she got done? It looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. We're selling $2,000 worth. Oh my gosh, really?
What?
We were talking about the Stanley Cups earlier. Floyd said a lady was arrested for stealing $2,000 worth of those cups. I don't get it. It's a cup. Do they insulate super duper well? What's the catch? What's the shtick?
I don't get what is the deal. It's the name. That's it. There was nothing special about these cups. It's the name. And when did Stanley, literally a Walmart brand of tools, become a thing?
You remember when Stanley used to be like the thermos with the cup on top and the lid?
Yeah, and they also have tools, and they are the cheap tools you buy from Walmart that you don't want. Well, it says Stanley on it. Yeah, that's stupid. It's cheap. It's made in China. I'm trying to think, what is the other Walmart brand that they buy? That's clothing. Starter is another brand. Oh, yeah, you've seen Starter everywhere. You'd know it if you saw it. Suddenly became a thing, a fashion thing. We are so fickle with our name brand association.
Yeah,
that we do. I remember when Carhartt was only worn by farmers and lumberjacks and stuff, and suddenly it became a thing. Stupid expensive thing.
There's a $14,000 Valentine's Day Stanley Cup being sold on eBay. Oh, come on.
Oh, dumb. You know what they say, a fool and their money soon parted. This is a prime example of it.
You can get a cup that looks just like a Stanley Cup for $20. Way cheaper.
So Starter has a website. It's the S. They used to just do shoes. Cheap shoes. The S with the star. I mean, those were Walmart only.
Yeah.
But there's another one besides Starter that's that same kind of sportswear, but it's Walmart. And
this was Walmart?
Yes, it was. There's another one, though. I'm going to have to look on Walmart now. I hate that. Looking for name brand. Champion
Yeah.
was a Walmart brand. And then all of a sudden, people start wearing that garbage. I would not do it. It's stupid. Champion was like the cheapest, most generic form And then all of a sudden, everybody's wearing it.
Yeah, Brandy's a champion. Yeah. Why will you save me the trouble? Save it, save it, save it, save it, the trouble. Jimmy says Walmart fell apart.
It did.
Walmart got greedy, I think.
Yeah, that's Walmart's big deal now. And it's not just Walmart, it's a new sales deal, is they refuse to replenish inventory to help force your choice. So what they do, say they've got 5 different flavor products. Well, everybody likes this one. So it sells out. So what could they do? Replace that one and increase their sales of that. But meanwhile, these other 4 don't sell. So what they do is rather than replacing that, they go an extended period where they refuse to, they will replenish that, but they go an extended period without replenishing it to try to force the sales of these other 4 things.
Right.
And that's why 9 times out of 10, when you go looking for your favorite whatever, it's not there, but the other version of it is there. And this happens so much. And I've just gotten to where I refuse to shop with them. I will go wherever I can find the choice.
Yeah.
Go to Amazon, which Amazon's got its own faults and problems.
Sure.
So I subscribe to Harry's razors.
Yeah.
And have used them for years and years and years on my head. And they are amazing. I mean, my head, it's like a baby's butt in more ways than one. Occasionally there's little farts and no. So I've used them for years. Well, about 2 months ago, they notified me that they were out of the shaving cream that I use. And at the same time, I was going through 3 or 4 others. Oh, we're out of that. We're out of stock. And I'm like, wait a minute. You make it. It's not like you're getting it from somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not. They're making it. And so I wrote a letter to them expressing my frustration, saying, hey, here's an idea. Make some more. You make it. Why are you letting your stocks run out? When I do a subscription service, it's so I don't have to deal with things like this.
Right.
I said, I bet Dollar Shave Club has theirs, and let it go. Well, in their defense, they emailed me back and said, we understand the frustration. The reason that we are running low on this is because we're in the process of transitioning to a new form of it. It's another thing I don't like.
What was the point of why?
And don't break what's not fixed. And they said, but here's $10 off your next order. You will not be charged for that absentee, and we're going to give you a credit for that. And I was like, well, okay, whatever. Well, the next month, like a week later, they sent another email that they had sent to all of their customers announcing this product change. So they went from the smaller bottle to a bigger bottle, and they say it's improved. And I thought, because meantime, I had to buy something to shave with, so I went and got the Dollar Shave Club stuff. It's crap. I swear they put generic shampoo in a bottle and just call it shaving cream. It's like shaving with squirting shampoo in your head. It's not, it doesn't stay. First couple of times you shave across and it's gone.
Yeah.
The Harry stuff, it was very slick, dangerously so. You'll cut yourself with this stuff if you're not very careful. And it lasted. It stayed on while you were shaving. And I thought, I bet they've just gotten like the Harry's or the Dollar Shave Club stuff. Well, my wife this weekend picked up a bottle of it. It is bigger. It looks the same, smells the same, feels slicker. It actually works better. So I've got to write them I'm going to eat crow letter. So they are the exception to the rule.
Oh, wait. Jimmy says bigger bottles with less in it.
Not on this instance. They actually are including more, and the price is the same.
Wait a second.
There's a few companies who do like that. Keurig is one. Let me tell you the story about them after the news.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain with highs in the upper 30s. Still a chance of rain tonight with lows in the mid 30s. Rain tomorrow afternoon with highs nearing 45. Rain continues into Wednesday as we see a high near 55.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing freezing rain and rainfall across a lot of the 4 states. It's very slick. That winter weather advisory continues.
32 in Wheaton, 30 in Pittsburgh, 31 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
So we've been talking today about social media behavior you can't stand. I think the number one thing is the refusal to allow other people's opinions.
You know, I can't stand it when people are just airing everybody's dirty laundry out there. Social media is not the place for that.
My favorite statement is, this is America. We don't do that here. Listen, America means the land of the free and that everybody can have their own opinion and feel the way they want and everything. What you're talking about is not America.
So tell us the social media behavior you can't stand at 623-1025.
Here's Old Dominion.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. And you're talking about Russia, not America. So Keurig is, we have a subscription to them. So they send our pods to us, once a month.
Yeah.
And we did this because you got a free coffee maker with it when you signed up.
Cool.
So free coffee maker.
That was awesome.
Or maybe it wasn't free. Maybe it was discounted. I don't know. Anyway, we got that and we decided we would try doing the Keurig pod thing. And we actually tweaked it a couple of months till we got the exact amount. I mean, literally, I can only have 2 of them left, and I'll get a new box. So we've got it down to science. Well, they just emailed us a month or so ago and let us know that they're dropping the price on everything drastically. I mean, it's like 20-some% that they dropped our price, our monthly, because they're passing along the savings to their customers. I'm like, what? They did that. Then the very next month, they sent me a deal saying, you have earned this much in rewards because you've been a customer with us so long. Go into the store and pick out 1 free thing. And I mean, so I got one of these cups, like the Stanley Cup, for free. And you could even...
Do you use it?
I haven't got it yet. We just did it. It's coming with our next order. But there were some really nice products you could choose from. T-shirts, hats, a Keurig single pod maker for free.
Cool.
I mean, some really, really nice stuff. A coffee cup warmer, a bean grinder. They had all these different things that they give you for free. So about once a year, you get one of these gifts.
Awesome. Megan's saying the Dollar Shave Club, the razors are better on the website than in storefront.
I've not bought razors, Harry's razors in store. I don't know if that's the same true for that, but I don't like companies that would do like that. And I wonder why that is. It's because they oxidize over time?
You would want your in-store product to be as good, if not better, to get more people to buy it.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's true for Harry's. I do know that I tried Dollar Shave Club back in the day and were not impressed by their razors. They were no sharper or better than Schick or Gillette.
And then
Schick or Gillette, which Gillette razors are horrible. They're good for the first 2 shaves, and then you might as well get rid of them. After that, they will scrape your head to pieces. Harry's will last 4 or 5 days, 4 or 5 shaves. I mean, and be like brand new. You can go longer than that, but I don't. What I do is I move that razor to the razor that I have in my drawer that I use for cleaning up lines. And then I put a new one on that one. And we just do this rotation thing. So it doesn't need to be thrown away yet.
Right.
And
he's talking about his Keurig, Sheila. That's what that was.
Yeah, we're talking about Keurig, the gifts, and the fact that they dropped the price for their customers. So there are good companies out there.
Yeah.
And I think people need to talk more about those good companies and do more business with them and less business with the weasels who are trying to rip you off.
Sarah says Jason uses Dollar Shave and really likes their products.
Really? Well, it may be different if you're just shaving your face, but for as much as I do, I use Dollar Shave Club and they're okay. They're just not any better than Gillette or Schick. And their pricing is actually a little more than Harry's for what I do. And Harry's, I mean, I don't think their scalpels as sharp as Harry's stuff is. You got to be very careful. First year I used Harry's, I cut myself so bad a couple of times. I took out a hunk of skin, filleted off of my skull, that big.
Yikes.
Just didn't even realize I was doing it. Until I realized it was halfway through it.
Oh, that gave me chills.
It's so sharp that you won't realize you're cutting yourself until you've done it. And, I mean, it will slice like a cheese slicer. You see him doing that.
Stop!
That's what it's like.
You're doing it on purpose.
I have such colorful dialogue. My wife says, you and your words all the time. But once you learn how, the main thing I found that keeps me from shaving is I have to keep my skull shape. Be aware of it when I'm shaving. So if I always keep my fingers right next to where I'm shaving, that seems to help this hand understand the shape that I'm going across so that I'm careful. As long as I do that, I never cut myself. So I always have my fingers next to where I'm shaving. It also helps me feel and see if I've gotten that area, but I always do that.
20 seconds here. 15.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:09.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today. We could see rain and freezing rain, which we already are. Highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
Very, very slick out there today. I know there's certain businesses, banks, other places that aren't opening until noon today just because of the dangerousness of the ice on the streets and the sidewalks.
Which I think is a great move today. These roads are probably more slick than they were last week when there was school canceled.
And way slicker, way more so. And I will say that this is going to be gone by noon. So we're expecting warmer temperatures, supposed to be 54 by Wednesday.
Ooh, it's going to be a heat wave.
It is going to continue to rain today and tonight. And we'll tell you all about that with a look at the weather forecast in just 14 minutes.
But we're talking about the social media behavior you can't stand.
Especially in an election year.
You can call or text to let us know at 623-1025.
Here's Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan.
On KIX 102.5. Vague postings is what Don said on Facebook.
Vague. Yeah, I hate that. Don't know how I'm going to get through. What? Well, I guess that settles it. I've seen people do that too.
Like,
Doesn't it, though?
Wait. What settles what?
So we've got another concert announcement to let you know about. We had to wait until after 8 o'clock. On May 10th at Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion, it's going to be Brooks and Dunn.
Woo, woo.
Don't let that stop you from going. Along with special guests David Lee Murphy and Ernest. So this is going to be a big show on May the 10th. And we will have tickets. We're going to be giving away 5 pair of tickets the week of the show. So coming in May, we have got so many concerts to give away. They did a lot of these last minute on us. These win before you can buy. So rather than do that, we opted to wait until closer to the show. So the last week of April, first week of May, we're going to be giving away Parker McCullum at the AMP. He's going to be there on May 5th. And then starting May 6th, we'll give away the Brooks and Dunn tickets. They're going to be there on May 10th, that Friday. And then on May 20th, we've got 5 pair of tickets to go see Hardy at the AMP. He'll be there on May 30th. So already 3 shows that we'll be giving away tickets for in May. And
Secret Sound going on throughout.
Oh, yeah. Secret Sound will be going on at that time, too. So that's going to be a really fun time. Plus, it'll be almost summer.
Too bad. Sheila says, and you can't win both.
No, you really won't be able to because they're all doing in the same month. So you'll have to pick one of those you want to try for, and whichever one you're really passionate about. I suspect there may be more during that time. So there are some other big concerts that are coming to the area that we have inside knowledge about, but are not able to talk about at other venues. And bigger artists than those even. And you're like, so think about that. There are some really big shows coming soon to the area.
So did anyone watch the game last night? I did.
Yeah, did you?
I did.
Did you?
I did for sure.
Did you hear what Buffalo did to the Chiefs at the end of the game? They turned off all the hot water.
Did not.
Yes, they did. Look it up.
Really?
They turned off all the hot water so that at post game when they went to their locker rooms, there was nothing but cold water. I mean, after being out there playing in sub-zero temperatures and then trying to go shower before going home.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hate it.
Did you find it?
And look it up.
It was a joke, I guess. A lot of people are saying that's a little too far.
Yeah, Donovan Smith said they shut off our hot water.
Yep.
That's terrible. Why would you do that? Yeah, I thought it was a great game. My heart was a little hurting for their poor kicker over on the Bills. Poor guy missing that kick. That's just got to be heartbreaking. But as a Chiefs fan, I'm very excited. After that fumble from Hardman, I was so mad. And then the touchback, and it took. Kyle was like, I don't get it. Why is it a touchback? And so we had to talk it out for a while. And because the ball fumbled into the end zone, it's got to start back at the 20. And oh my gosh. But Travis Kelce played a great game. Pacheco played a great game. Saw some good runs from Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, devastating, I think, for sure, for him. What's telemarketing? It's when they call and they try to get you to buy something. Mm-hmm. What is this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that fumble was I was so mad. I was like, Hardman, what are you doing? You could have scored.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I totally get it too. And
I did not.
Hindsight, Sarah. And then there was one more. Was it Pacheco? Or was it Edwards-Helaire? Where he just towed the line so beautifully. And oh my gosh. Like, that is a seasoned pro right there who can avoid getting tackled and hold on to the ball, and he can just toe the line as he goes.
I use Casey Masterpieces. I'm a seasoning pro.
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 816.
Here's Dustin Lynch.
On KIX 102.5.
And Joey is a huge Bills fan, and he's been talking so much smack on Facebook and everywhere.
Who is?
Joey.
Well, he's losing weight, isn't he?
Joey?
You say he was a huge Bill.
Oh my gosh. Not like that. Good. Sarah, I'm so glad.
He just likes contention.
I was like, okay, you're being obnoxious about it. Calm down.
Oh, so let's find
A music bed.
absolutely not.
You're supposed to talk over it so we could see if it would
Just
be a
did.
really good music bed.
So I think we want something modern sounding.
Yes. Yes.
An album. Future Love. No. Too glitchy. Maybe.
It's okay.
I like this, okay. I want to see when it finally kicks in. It really doesn't kick in and out.
No.
Nope, too syncopated. Nope. Too much intrigue. Okay, next.
Too much intrigue.
Too dark, but I like the. Nope, too slow.
You released ostriches. That could be kind of fun, though. No. 2 seconds.
Malasa Minoga Singa. KIX 102.5, the 4 states. Number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:19.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain with highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
Very slick out there, and is going to be at least for a few more hours until the temperature warms up. So don't get out if you don't have to at all.
And if you do have to go out there, make sure that you give yourself plenty of time, plenty of space to get to where you need to go.
And we'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 5 minutes. But we're talking today about the social media behavior that you can't stand.
You can call or text to let us know what that behavior is for you at 623-1025.
From trolling to food pics to
Vague posting.
whatever it might be. What is the social media behavior you can't stand?
I hate it when people, they type an emoji.
Really? Why?
Oh, it drives me up the wall. Like, they'll be saying, oh, look, there's the sky. And they'll use the eyes and then the sky emoji. And
What does poopy, pile, eyeballs, heart, the finger mean?
it drives me up the wall. That's what that means.
What is the social media behavior that you can't stand?
When you don't like my post.
What? Why is your happiness dependent on whether I like your post or not?
I can't be happy without you in my life.
I need the validation.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
It's how you get the dopamine, you know?
What is the social media behavior you can't stand?
So I cannot stand to send this to 10 people and you'll be blessed with money.
Or
Send
yes.
this to
ignore this post and your life's going to end. Or ignore this post and bad luck's going to come your way. I hate those.
right or you don't share this, you don't believe in God. Like, really?
Yeah, really.
Right, yeah.
That's not-
what
Stop
matters.
sending this to me.
That's not how it works. No. And that's a quick way to get blocked at my house.
What is the social media behavior that you just can't stand?
You can tell us on Facebook, ironically enough, or at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country. That is not the right mouse. I was like, why can't I get there? That's why.
Okay, back to the music.
The Kansas couple hiding a body for 6 years. Yes. Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
There was a couple from Kansas hiding a body for 6 years.
Oh, well.
Well, let me see if I can find the actual story.
This one's called Brand New. No. I'm not liking any of this album.
So they were collecting a guy's retirement.
So So a lot like the Frozen, the lady with her husband in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole album sucks. Yeah, not liking any of it. Next album. Too busy.
It is a lot going on.
There might be a lighter version of it. There's 5 different tracks in that first one. So here's the light. That's a light mix?
That's hardly a light.
Okay, next, Good Times Ahead. Real high energy delivery. Maybe we start it up in here.
Yeah.
And then by the end, it's for the very end.
Yeah.
And then out. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
I like that.
We can make that work. Download MP3.
Yeah, they left. So the body that Kathy's talking about is this couple left the deceased's body, I think in his bed. Ugh. And they left him there for 6 years, and he got kind of like mummified, and they were collecting his retirement checks over like $200,000.
Kind of similar.
And people would call and be like, "Hey, can we talk to him?" And they'd be like, "Oh, he's
busy.
indisposed. He's busy."
The story that you had this morning about the guys that burned the girl they accidentally shot.
Yeah.
They burned her body. That was in Cedar County. I was trying to think, where is Cedar? I know it's
down here somewhere.
Dade. Is Cedar up there where in the upper right-hand corner?
I don't know.
Pleasant Hope. That's where my daughter.
Yeah, and then there were the 3 missing guys who are frozen in their friend's backyard. That was strange.
That's Dade. There's Cedar.
Yeah, there's Cedar. There have been a lot of speculation about what happened with. So have you heard about this? The 3 guys who went missing, and then they found them frozen to death in their friend's backyard?
No. Where?
Okay.
What?
So in Kansas City, some guys went over to the friend's house to watch the game, never went home. And so one of the fiance, I mean, they kept trying to call the guy whose house it was, and it was giving everyone the runaround. And so one of the missing guys, his fiancés, went down there trying to figure out what happened. And they found the bodies frozen in the backyard. And so they're trying to figure out what had happened. And it was strange because the guy didn't seem concerned. He hadn't reported his friends missing. He hadn't noticed that there were frozen dead people in his backyard, even though his friends' cars and things were still in his driveway.
Oh, well, and it wasn't that cold that you go outside and freeze in a few seconds. So
right. So there's been speculation of drug use.
I don't guess, Jimmy. They said how they passed.
As far as I know, they haven't released reports on how they passed yet. But I've seen a lot of theories about drug use and things. But the guy had a dog, so he was letting his dog out into the backyard. And it's such a strange, strange story. There is a girl on TikTok who's really done a deep dive on this. What is her name? Abby Babbles or something. Abby Talks. I think it's Abby.
Hear about the middle school that took out all their mirrors in South Carolina? It's all over the news. No, North Carolina, not South Carolina. They took out the mirrors of the school bathrooms because the students were spending way too much time filming TikTok videos in the school bathroom mirrors. To cut down on distractions, they said. So a lot of the students were caught cutting class, visiting the bathroom up to 9 times a day to make TikTok videos. They said the mirrors were heavily featured in videos that they were filming for the app. But the removal seems to have done the trick because there's not as many visits to the bathroom.
What?
But a lot of the kids are walking around with messy hair and their flies down now.
Why do you need to look in a mirror to know if your fly's down? Just look.
Why do you have to look at a mirror to do a TikTok video?
Yeah, that too. Because phones now have it to where you can just look at yourself on the screen.
Right. I remember some of the school lunches I had when I was in school that had me visiting the bathroom up to 9 times a day.
Oh,
but that
gross.
was totally unrelated.
Randy.
There also was a dog that was born with 6 legs that they removed.
What?
They removed 2 of them over the weekend.
6?
It was a dog that they found abandoned in a supermarket parking lot in Wales back in September. She had an extra appendage that had 2 paws on the end, looked kind of like a flipper. And
Where was it?
They stuck off the right hind quarter.
Okay.
And dangled beside her wagging tail. So apparently of no use. And so an animal shelter there, Green Acres Rescue, took her in and raised funds for the surgery because it costs an arm and a leg.
Mm-hmm.
Or a leg and a leg.
Mm-hmm.
She was operated on last Thursday, and afterwards she ran around on the lawn outside the hospital.
No.
Shake a leg or 2. Doggone. Part of it anyway.
What is it? Is it Forever Friends down in Neosho? There's a clinic down in Neosho that just had to amputate one of their dog's legs. So now he's a little tripod. Are you okay?
That came off my mouth. My lip.
Uh-huh.
Lip balm. A piece of it.
Yeah.
Ariel, shake, 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 shake. Good girl. Those
Yeah, faithful friends. Thank you.
2 extra limbs are now in limbo.
Aren't you clever?
Did you hear about the Girl Scout who is protesting the Girl Scout cookies?
No, what's going on?
There's a Girl Scout from New Hampshire protesting because they're made with palm oil.
Oh, okay.
Sophia Hammond, 11, decided to bring attention to the controversy of palm oil. Harvesting it causes deforestation
Mm-hmm.
and threatens the habitat of wild orangutans, and there are ties to child labor. So she decided to start baking and selling her own cookies. She's making chocolate cake.
What is she making?
Chocolate chip, coconut macaroons. Wait a minute. Coconuts, don't they come from palm trees?
Different.
I don't know. Oatmeal, raisin, and peanut butter. None of them use the palm oil, but she's offered her homemade cookies for sale. She sold 44 dozen of them for $100 in profit, which she donates back to her troop. Hang on to that money, girl, honey, for when the Girl Scouts drop their trademark infringement lawsuit on you. She has now earned her muckraking badge.
Wait, so is she actually pregnant, Megan?
No, she's just a kid. She's 11.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know. I keep wanting to like their gluten-free cookies, but they're just not very good.
Gluten-free stuff. Gluten is delicious.
No, stop it.
The best.
But I'm going to get them again this year, and I'm going to try them, and we'll see. But I don't know.
Like eating sawdust.
I don't know. They're very crumbly. My cookie cake was not crumbly, but this is crumbly. Yeah, she's for sure pregnant. Do they have any idea who the father is? Any idea? So she's going to be Boston Terrier mixed with who knows what kind of puppies.
Morning, Tyreek.
Where are you seeing Tyreek at?
He's up there, low waist. I just now saw that he had commented. I don't know if he's still on or not. How cold is it in New York City?
Oh, I don't see Tyreek at all.
I actually saw it on Facebook, so it's probably quite a
Whoops. Morning, Tyreek. Sorry about that. Oh, according to my Facebook page, we have Nan comments. Nan, N-A-N comments on Facebook.
What is Nan?
I don't know.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Nan comments. I don't see where you see that.
On the video, it says N-A-N comments for me on Facebook. Do you see that? Is it doing that for you?
What does that mean? Nan comments.
Is it doing
Capital
it for you?
N, lowercase
Yeah.
a, capital N.
And if you highlight over it, it'll show you who's all commented. Tyreek says it's like 17
Well, it
degrees.
shows you 5 people.
Yikes.
Nan. I have no idea what that means.
Not applicable. Non-applicable. I don't know.
I don't know.
His comments aren't showing up, though, on my...
I hate that, too, Stephen Owen. He commented what he hates social media behavior. Videos of people acting out conversations when it's only one person. When they go back and forth, and they talk.
Yeah.
I hate that. So eat up with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would like it even with two people because your acting sucks. Not believable.
You're so kind.
I'm just realistic.
I cannot wait to see the babies.
Don't HMU. Oh, only real ones know what's going on.
Ow.
Like, okay, man. I'm not a huge fan of it, but
I'm not either.
too specific, targeted.
Meanwhile, if Randy did TikTok, the hundreds of guitar videos he would post.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it would. This one I've been working on over the weekend has got some really weird sounds.
Yeah.
Stuff I've never done before effects-wise. It's got a, what do you call it? Tremolo, I guess?
I don't know what that is. Here we go. 5 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:34.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain, highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the forecast in the next hour, plus the morning KIX takeover is getting ready to start in about 15 minutes.
So make sure to go on the KIX app or the KIX website and vote for the songs that you want to hear this morning.
But we're talking about the social media behavior that you can't stand.
You know what? I really can't stand it when someone's like, I need your prayers.
And then don't say
anything. You're like, okay, sure, but what's going on? Are you
For
okay?
what?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's obnoxious.
Reaching out for help, then really reach out, but don't be all vague like that, trying to get other people to go, oh, what's going on?
So what's the social media behavior that you just can't stand?
I'm getting tired of all these political debate, argues, and issues.
Everybody seems so shocked that not everybody believes the same way they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Supposed to be America, the mixing pot of all the ideals and everything, and everybody's supposed to have freedom to build the way they want to. No, not
supposed to be is the phrase you keep using there.
What is the social media behavior that you can't stand?
What drives me crazy is when people tag you in a photo that you weren't even in the same county with.
Yeah, why are they putting your name on there?
I don't know. I just all of a sudden you get those notifications. It's like so-and-so was with you at. It's like, no, I wasn't. I wasn't even there.
Don't associate. Don't stand that close to me.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest things ever invented in social media, the block button.
What's the social media behavior that you can't stand?
Oh, man, the game invite drives me bonkers. I hate it. Stop inviting me to play Candy Crush. I don't want to play that stupid game.
No, I don't want to play solitaire. No, I don't want to play Candy Crush.
Oh, come
no,
on.
I don't want to play any game you're sending me an invite to on Facebook.
Yeah, I got my own game I'm playing. I don't want to play yours.
You ought to just turn around and share invites for your game to them.
Yeah, I just block them on Facebook when they do that.
There you go. See, what they're doing is they're getting more. Sometimes a lot of these games won't let you go further or do more unless you share it or send out invites.
What's the social media behavior that you can't stand?
I hate when people are constantly changing their relationship status.
Oh, I know. Like, Sharon, I don't need to know how many times you and Jared are in a relationship.
Yeah, like, get your life together or just don't put it on Facebook.
You just used their names, Sharon and Jared. What do you have against them?
I don't have anything against against them. I was just using them as an example.
Want them in a relationship?
They need to get it together and figure if they want themselves in a relationship.
You homewrecker, Jen.
I'm not being a what? No.
Don't let her into your relationship status. She'll
Stop
wreck
it, Brandy Brooks. What is the social media behavior that you can't stand?
You can text or tell us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Words get out my mouth. Up at the bar.
Okay, so you want to hear the weird sounds?
Yes.
Here you go. What do you think? Isn't that weird?
That is so strange.
Uh-huh. This is actually, this is what I had to figure out this weekend. And there's a lot of changes. So there you have to go to another sound for the swells. Then you have to switch to another one for this delay follow. So it's using the echo. Then you have to switch to another one for the pre-chorus right here. So we're up to 4, which has a chorus on it. Okay, that's 4. Now we're going to 5, the first part of the first chorus, which is a cleanish sound. Now we're going to switch to the main chorus sound here. That's 6. There's a pog in there, an octave. Back to the intro sound. We're back to the verse, and we're going to go straight to the swells, but I think instead I'm going to do the delay thing. He's doing the swells. And the E2 part is almost as busy. Back to the pre-chorus. So you use all those again. This time you go direct into the main chorus. And then the intro. And then you go into the bridge, which is totally different sound. So now we're up to 7. This is 7. Medium gain. With the delay. Now we turn on the echo. No, not yet. There it is. So now you're up to 8 different sounds. So it does that for 3 or 4 bridges. Now you've got what is the same as the intro, but without the vibrato, and it's got a much higher gain level. So that is sound number 9.
That's
9
great, all in one song.
All for one song. So I just pretty much went through each section building those. Yeah. So that was one song. Then I've got another one that doesn't use as many patches, but is this guitar intensive. But I got them both done. And now they'll probably not even do them. That's what happens when I spend that much time on one.
I'm probably spelling this wrong.
Nobody ever remembers my birthday, Sarah.
Randy.
They don't.
She keeps apologizing.
So the new equipment that I got before Christmas,
Yes.
I've not even been able to spend a second with it. So I did all this stuff on my old setup, and I'm like, sometime I'm going to have to get on that thing and start working to be able to justify that purchase. And I really think it'll do what I do on my existing setup better, but my existing setup works. It's very hard to go, and I'm not done with the soldering stuff on it. My wiring is not all done yet. So my buddy is supposed to come help me and hasn't yet.
So what kind of soldering do you have to do?
So I have a power cable, which is just your normal power cable. In fact, I'm sure we have one in here. It's the ones that are on most big computers,
Mm-hmm.
So it's your 3-prong plug-in.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the back of it, it plugs in the female part into the back of the unit. And then the part you'd plug into the wall is left there. But it won't fit through the hole on the board to go underneath and plug into that power outlet that's on the board itself, the pedal board.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've got to do is cut that appropriate length, poke it down through the hole, and then there is another one of those cables that is plugged into the AC jack on the board, and I've got to cut that off and wire those two ends together underneath the board so that I won't have to mess with the actual effects unit itself. It'll plug into the pedal board. I'm not making it very clear, am I? So
no, sorry.
And I have a picture.
So what's the point of doing it that way?
So that you never have to unplug or unplug in the unit. So here, I can show you.
Sorry, guys.
You asked.
I know.
So this plugs in right there.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have to unplug or plug that in. Instead, the board, this thing that it's mounted on, has a jack in the side over here. So what I'll do is I'll cut this cable off and run it down underneath here, where another cable identical to this is plugged in underneath there.
Mm-hmm.
And those two will be soldered together. I will plug a cable on the outside of this board, which is a lot easier to replace than this. I don't ever want to have to plug in or unplug one of these. So I already have the wiring done for all of this other stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's left. Yeah, you can barely see on the side of it down here the jacks. And there is a power switch down there. So I'll never even have to turn it on or off. I just come plug that in there and turn the power on there and everything will be on. So it's like a centralized power for the whole board. Now, if you were an analog player, that would be even more valuable because you would have 10 or 11 different pedals on there that would all go to one power source.
Yikes.
And you would just turn on the one switch and it would turn everything on.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Y'all are drunk now. And out driving in icy parking lots. New Glade was refreshers. We've got the sprayers, like they have here at work.
Yeah.
I was so impressed by the way they smelled one day in one of the bathrooms that we bought 3 or 4 of them. 4. We have 4 of them. So there's one in the living room, one in the dining room, one in the guest bathroom, and one in our bathroom. So the only problem is they make noise when they go off. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
His brother's Osborne.
On KIX 102.5 is they go when they go off. So when they get synced up, it sometimes goes. It's a little annoying.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure that they work. I guess it's dependent on the scent you get.
Yeah.
And we buy them off of Amazon. You can get them much cheaper off of Amazon, the spray cans.
Yeah.
So we were buying the little plug-in deals, and those worked okay, but you had to change them once a week.
Mm-hmm.
These have lasted over a month.
Nice.
And we've got them spraying every 11 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes.
Is your house that stanky?
Sarah said we had one, but it scared Macy, so we put it away. Our dog doesn't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sometimes I'll walk through and I'll smell it. So it's this pine and cinnamon.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
We had that for Christmas. And I think there's cinnamon cider and pine.
Nice.
So there's a little bit of apple cinnamon, and it does smell like that.
It's a very cozy smell,
Yeah.
it sounds like.
And then Gina just bought new ones that are just apple. I'm like,
Just apple.
Vanilla. I like vanilla.
All you have to do is take some vanilla.
Shut up. Shut
And-
up. Shut my whole mouth. We going to do a podcast this week, you think? So, week number 4 of the new year. It's been what? 2 months?
We haven't had a single week where it's been both of us here.
Yeah.
This year.
Which I think we ought to do that all year. I'll take off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have the days you do.
Not to do that many. I am going to take off.
Take off a day or two every
in May.
In May?
Yeah. Dang it.
The wedding video is done. I'm not allowed to show it to anybody until the client sees it. Have a good one, Sheila. And I don't know if the client has seen it or not. I'm waiting. At this point, it's out of my hands. I will ask about it again today. 15 seconds. 5.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
A winter weather advisory in effect till noon today as we see rain and freezing rain. Highs in the upper 30s. It's 31 in Joplin.
We've been talking about the social media behavior that you absolutely cannot stand.
Call or text to tell us what that behavior is for you at 623-1025.
What's the social media behavior that drives you crazy?
People that share their personal problems on Facebook. Like, oh, I'm fighting with my husband. Keep it to yourself.
Right? Whatever used to happen to public tact?
Non-existent, I guess, at this point.
Everybody needs to know my life.
What's the social media behavior that you just hate?
I cannot stand, and this may be horrible, but when people post, like, prayers, please give me prayers, and then they don't tell you why they need the prayers.
Yeah, it's one thing if they're willing to divulge what's going on, but I think these are weak attempts at getting attention when they just do, I need prayers.
Like, I need to know why. If I'm going to pray, I need to know why.
What's the social media behavior that you can't stand?
I have a friend that tags me in every little detail of her life with a bunch of other people, so I continue to get notifications from everybody that comments on it. It drives me insane.
Time to use the block button.
Yeah, I know. I need to.
Yeah, that's better than burning her house down, which is the other alternative. What's the social media behavior that you can't stand?
I hate the Facebook posts that are vague. They're like, oh, it's been a really long day. And you ask why, and they say, I don't want to air my drama in public.
Too late. Well, then why did they even post that in the first place then?
They wanted their drama in public.
They just want you to engage over it.
They really do.
So you can still tell us what's the social media behavior that you can't stand, ironically, on Facebook.
You can also text it to us at 623-1025.
And we've got the Morning KIX Takeover getting ready to start.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Oh, man. So tomorrow, we're going to be talking, this is kind of ironic, what should you never share? Now, the reason I say ironic, because the first thing you think of is on Facebook, right? But that's not what we're talking about specifically. It could be anything else, like could be your spouse.
Ooh.
Should never share your spouse. Toothbrush. Toilet paper. Sanitary napkins.
Ew.
What should you never share? What's something that you should never share with someone else or with anyone else?
A disease.
Yeah. Keep that to yourself. I don't need your leprosy. So think about that. Not necessarily a social media share.
Oh my gosh. As of today, we're 1 week away from you can file your taxes.
Yeah.
From filing season starting. That's crazy.
Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about that too, as we're getting closer to the tax filing season. We know a lot of people are already getting ready for it. We are.
Same.
We've got all of our stuff collected and ready to go. And I believe my wife may even have a meeting with our accountant next week. So
nice.
Going to be jumping right on that monkey.
Yeah.
And riding it like a saddle bronc that it is.
What? You don't got to take it that far.
So
don't ride monkeys.
How you get Ebola. Now how AIDS got started. What is that? Oh, I'm glad that most of you are gone. So only the special ones stay around for the 850 comments.
I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
The monkey Ebola stuff threw me off.
Took that right out. So we'll be talking about the tax season, the upcoming tax season tomorrow.
Yep.
And what else?
That's the big stuff tomorrow.
Go get signed up for the New Year, New You sweepstakes right now at KIX1025.com. Ladies, you can do, and guys too, if you want to, you can do one sign up a day, every day. And if you share it, then you get an extra sign up per day. So you've got a lot of control over your odds of winning with this contest.
And you could win a prize package that's like over $1,300. Like, this is huge.
And you're not going to have to wait a while.
Nope.
We're going to have a winner by next Monday.
And if you've never seen pictures of like lip blushing and nano brows before, go check it out.
The links are all right there on the website.
It's amazing the stuff that they can do. If you want to roll out of bed and be ready to go, this is a perfect way to do just that.
So go check it out and get signed up for it and have a new you in the new year. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye. Be safe. Stay warm.